A soulmate is somebody who is going to complement you, not complete you. If you look at Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, they were whole within themselves. Jesus was whole within himself, and Mary Magdalene was whole within herself. And when they joined forces, it created this amplification of energy. The twin flame is actually yourself. Two flames that are represented by the triangle. And what happens when you merge these two triangles together, you have a Merkaba. And a Merkaba means a vehicle of light. You are connecting your higher self to your body, becoming your higher self in order to become your true self. And you're bringing heaven on earth within yourself. The idea that you have to find somebody else in order to complete you is that you're giving your power away. And the true concept of spirituality is about sovereignty. It's about the knowledge that you are whole, you are complete within yourself. Now here's a different take on the concept of twin flame. Now, the twin flame, I know it's a concept that is very popular in the spiritual community. I know that it's also very romanticized as this idea of another person completing you. But here's another take on the twin flame. The twin flame is actually yourself. Let me elaborate. Now, twin is double, so there is two. And flame is another word for fire. And fire is usually represented by a triangle or a tetrahedron. So essentially you have two fires, right? Two flames that are represented by the triangle. And what happens when you merge these two triangles together, these two tetrahedra, you have a Merkaba. And a Merkaba means spirit, light, body. Your body is essentially a machine. It's a vessel, a vehicle of light to hold the light. And that's how you become a light worker, when you're working your light, because the Merkaba is spinning, you're a machine. And so essentially this can happen when you are connecting your higher self to your body, right? Essentially you are just becoming your higher self in order to become your true self. So the higher tetrahedron represents the heavens. It's the cosmos, the universe, the Father. It's the divine masculine. And you got the lower tetrahedron, which represents the divine feminine. It's Mother Earth. It's Gaia. It's the physical realm, the world of matter. And so when you have these two tetrahedra that join forces and they become connected, essentially another way of just explaining that you are becoming your higher self, you're connected to your higher self, to that spiritual, that divine aspect within you, then you are whole. That is how you become full. That is how you become complete. It is not another person that comes in to complete you. It's that you are completing yourself by joining, by creating that connection, that bridging the gap between the heavens and earth. And you're bringing heaven on earth within yourself. And it's an internal state. And don't forget that Merkaba actually also means chariot. So you can imagine yourself as this vehicle of light that is carrying on, that is working your light, a walking light, a light worker. And this is not to say that I don't believe in like life partners or, partnership, relationships, things like that. On the contrary, I think a soulmate is a very accurate term. But again, I think we need to just deconstruct the word here and make it less so dramatic and less so intense. Because when we hear the word soulmate, it's like, oh, my life, And I think it's important to sometimes just de-escalate that and to see it for what it is. You have soul, that is a mate. And so it's somebody that you do life with on this earth during this lifetime. And I don't think you just have one. And I think soulmates can come in different forms. And you can have multiple at a time because they can come in the form of family, of friendship, and of relationships. And some are here for a season, some are here for a reason, and some are here for a lifetime. And a soulmate is somebody who is going to complement you, not complete you. The difference between a twin flame and a soulmate is that the idea of a twin flame is that somebody else has to complete you, whereas the idea of a soulmate is somebody who complements you. But a twin flame is within yourself. Like I said, it's the two fires, the two tetrahedra. We're joining the heavens on earth. And so you are complete within yourself. You don't need another person. There's a difference between needing and wanting. You could desire to do life with somebody else, like a soul mate, like a mate to do life with. Fine, sure. And that could be very complementary. And it could even sometimes be very powerful if that other person is already whole too, just like yourself. The idea that you have to find somebody else in order to complete you is that you're giving your power away. And the true concept of spirituality is about sovereignty. It's about the knowledge that you are whole, you are complete within yourself by coming in connection with your higher self. And so the idea that you have to find somebody else to complete yourself never resonated with me. And I don't think that that is true. On the other hand, if you want companionship and love and to share your memories with and share life experiences with, that's wonderful. As long as they complement you, that's great. So that's the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate, and the twin flame that is explained in a traditional way and the twin flame version that I just explained as the Merkaba. And once you are actually only truly complete within yourself through the Merkaba, the activated Merkaba, does it become easier to find your soulmate who resonates on that level. And when you have two Merkabas or two light workers or two whole beings who are working together to complement each other, that can actually be quite powerful too, because it amplifies that magnetic field. Just like in a room where, let's say, multiple people are meditating on the same frequency, that collective has a magnetic field and it becomes amplified when there are more people resonating within the same frequencies. But it doesn't mean that you are less because that person wouldn't be there. You are still whole. That person is just an add-on. And if you look at Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, they were whole within themselves. Jesus was whole within himself, and Mary Magdalene was whole within herself. And when they joined forces, it created this amplification of energy. But they didn't necessarily complete each other. I think that's the most important distinction that I'm trying to make here, is that you do not need another person to feel complete. You have to find ways within yourself to feel complete. And when you're connected to your higher self, because your higher self knows you way better than the ego thinks, when you're connected, you know what to do in order to feel whole. You know how to think, you know how to be, you know how to feel in order to feel whole. And this is why it's important to stay connected to your higher self, to try to come from this knowingness of your true self.